On January 16, 1919, the 18th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified, banning the manufacture, sale, or transportation of any intoxicating liquors in the United States. Now, this wasn't the most successful amendment in U.S. history, lasting only a mere 14 years. The ban of alcohol ended in 1933 with the ratification of the 21st Amendment. The story of the 18th Amendment is fascinating because its ratification was seen by many as a necessary action to stop our nation from heading down a self-destructive path. However, after the Prohibition began, Americans soon realized what a huge mistake the noble experiment, or the Prohibition, really was. Up until this point, the Constitution's purpose was to expand freedoms, not take them away from Americans or tell Americans how to live their lives. Over the next couple of minutes, I will be examining the two major factors that led to this amendment becoming law and the two biggest factors that led to the Prohibition's early abolishment. The first factor that contributed to the Prohibition's creation was the obvious one. Alcoholism was increasing at an amazing rate. In the mid-1800s, the average American male over the age of 14 years old was drinking the alcoholic equivalent to 88 bottles of hard liquor every year. That's almost 3 times as much as males are drinking today. This shift towards drinking increasingly more amounts of hard liquor was leading to men losing their jobs, blowing their savings on booze, and taking their frustrations out on their wife and children. The economy really began to suffer at this point, and with domestic abuse through the roof, these extreme conditions led to the formation of temperance groups. Many men began to see the negative impact abusing alcohol had on their health, their family, and their nation's economy. Temperance groups began popping up everywhere. One group, the Washingtonians, had over 500,000 members. Now, many of these groups were just content with living their lives dry, while the women of this time had a more drastic plan in the works. Sick and tired of being beaten and starved, women were taken to the streets by thousands to denounce alcohol. Some women actually built portable tabernacles and would carry them from saloon to saloon, blocking the entrances, and then praying inside. This unrelenting determination by these groups of women was mostly on display in the political lobbying world, however. The women's persistence finally paid off, and along with help from the temperance groups, the 18th Amendment was ratified in 1919, and alcohol was banned 1 year later. The first few Prohibition years went pretty good, but things got ugly very quick. There was a lot of money to be made in the black market making and selling booze, and the crime rates went through the roof. With crime rates up and the roaring 20s over, people were realizing alcohol wasn't causing the nation's problems, and the government was realizing they were missing out on millions of tax dollars. So in February 1933, the Prohibition was officially repealed, and to this day, the 18th Amendment remains the only amendment to have been passed and eventually repealed.